Alright, so it's time to get our plane put together here, cleaned up. So I got a little thing of some gasoline that I'm going to use to kind of clean the main body of the parts, and a little solvent brush. So this plane is in such good condition, and the original paint is so good that I'm not going to worry about stripping it down or repainting it. I don't think it's just necessary. There's a little bit of surface rust on a few pieces, but we'll wire brush that off, and we'll just use this gas to cut all that, the sap and the pitch and the grease and such that are on here. But really good condition. So I use the wire wheel on my ball door grinder here to do the little nuts and bolts and little bit pieces. So the wire brush doesn't that do a nice job cleaning up those little hardware bits and pieces. Looks like here's the adjustment knob. And the chip breaker. It's in really good shape. It just didn't really take very much to clean this up. There's the frog. Paint's all real good on it. Everything looks like it's wood. I just knocked a little bit of rust off there. I think that's about it. So let's take a look now at the wood handles. I'm going to have a little sanding to get that black lacquer off of there. So I've got my belt sander chalked up in my vise here. I'm going to very carefully work these flat sides here with the belt sander. So I was able to get quite a bit of this with the belt sander there, and these inside here radiuses, we'll chalk it up in the vise and we'll just work these in by hand. I think I'll leave it natural. I don't think I'm going to paint it black. We'll put BLO on there, and that's going to look really nice. So just like an axe handle, I'll use a half round rasp, real fine one, to work at these corners, get that paint out of there. So I changed my mind on leaving this natural color. It's just I've sanded and sanded on it, and I can't seem to get all that black out of there. That paint's really soaked into the grain. So I'm going to paint it back black to its original color. Now this little guy is going to be a little tricky to sand. So there's the wood finished in 320 there before the paint. Cleaned it pretty good. So let's get these painted, and they could be drying here by the stove while we go to work reassembling it and get ready to start truing up the bottom. So now the important part, we need to take a look at this blade. So we can see here it's stamped. This is an original Stanley blade. I've been told by some of my subscribers that are more advanced woodworkers than I that you can get a thicker blade that's actually superior to this, but again, this is what I have. And I watched, whenever I want to know how to properly sharpen something, I go over and watch Paul Sellers, who is probably about the finest carpenter on YouTube, if not one of the top in the world. And he has a method of sharpening these using, he uses diamond stones, but if you don't have the diamond stones, you can use wet dry sandpaper mounted on a piece of glass or granite, something that's really absolutely flat. What I've got here is I've got some 220 wet and dry automotive paper that's with just some spray on adhesive. It's just like a rattle can with some glue, just a little bit on there to tack that on there, and I'll use this 220 to get this to start working on this blade. It's not too bad. It hasn't really been messed with too much, I can see, but it does have a few chips in it. I haven't used this method, so I'm going to be doing it together with you, so we'll just be simply following kind of what he did. Sounds strange, but he recommends using Windex for a cutting compound to kind of carry the chips away. And the best I can understand it is basically your chisels and your planer blades need to be cut at about a 30-degree angle. And what he does is he starts on the tip at the 30, and as he gets to the end of his stroke, he recommends coming down to 20. So you're getting a cut kind of like this. So we'll try it together here because I've never really done it before like this. Let's take a look and see what we have here. Very effective, certainly. You can see right there, we're getting down It's not going to take too long here. I think that works pretty good. I like it. You know, it dawned on me when I got started that I think you're supposed to flatten that back side first. It looks like there's a little micro bevel on that back side, and so I'm going to switch gears here and see if I can't get that back side flattened by putting a lot of pressure on the front edge, leading edge there. It's looking better. It's almost out. Still a little bit. It looks like maybe someone kind of ground a little angle on that. We'll take that back just a little bit more. I think we can save it. All right. Yeah, we're pretty flat there. You can see there. You can see all that polish across there. Still a few little chips. We'll work those out from the bevel side. So let's go back here and see if we can't do something with this. So with just a little bit more work, you can see that all of those chips and everything have been removed. That really works good. I mean, even right now, it's feeling pretty sharp. So Paul says on those last few strokes, or what do you want? What you want on this is you want kind of a bevel, a little bit of a bevel. So as you're working these outside, tip it this way. We want that to kind of have a little bit of an arc in it there. Tricky little business to get the hang of it. I'm probably not doing it right, but we'll see how it cuts. And then lastly, we've got that, I can feel that wire on there. Lay this flat here and just pull that wire up. That little wire edge. Yeah, I can feel the wire there. Okay, so now we're going to go to an 800 grit. I don't have sandpaper, so I'm going to use Waterstones. That's all I have. What sandpaper might be better, but use what we got. So let's see. We'll go to 800, then we'll finish up on the 12, and then we'll strop it on leather, and hopefully it'll cut. So we've got 3 more steps to go on our blade. We started with the 220 there. Now we're going to go with the 800 grit with a Waterstone here. And then we'll finish up with the 1200 grit, and then we'll strop it on leather. Alright, so while our paint's drying and our Waterstones are soaking up, we're going to make a little leather stropper. I've got this one here that I bought on eBay that was kind of made for shaving, but what I'm going to do is I want to mount it to a board permanently so I can use it for chisels, because I'm going to use it actually more often for that. So what we're going to need is a little piece of scrap board. I've just got a small piece of hickory here, just remnants from a handle. Some spray-on 3M adhesive. This is really handy stuff to have around your shop. And then a chunk of leather. Any old leather will do. So I do not need this. So I'm going to cut this off here. What we'll do is we can spray our adhesive on here. Here's a tip for any type of aerosol can product you have, whether it be spray paint or spray adhesive. When you're done using it, tip the can upside down and spray until nothing comes out. What that will do is that will clean out the nozzle, and the next time you want to use it, it's not going to be dried up and useless. So now we'll work the 1200 stone. Same process. Starting at 30 degrees. Coming down and rolling down to about 20. So now for the 1200, our last stone before the leather. Same, just repeating the same process. So the last step is going to be to strop this with leather, and here's the piece that I made. Everything's set up there, glued on. I made the wood a little bit longer over here so I could put a clamp on it and just hold it. Now you're supposed to use a sort of a jeweler's rouge that kind of is an abrasive compound to help. I don't have anything like that. And looking around in my stuff, all I found is some metal polish, which has a really, really fine grit to it. So right or wrong, I'm going to use that because it's what I have, and it's I think it's basically the same principle. And so what we're going to do here is strop this real hard on the leather. Paul says about 30 times, but his leather was wider, so I kind of have to alternate. Whoops. Guess that didn't stick on there very good. Alright, so after 100 strokes or so, I guess we can take that and just push that down to super flat on the back side there once or twice. And now what do we have? How's it look? Get you on there. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? But is it sharp? Here's the back side. See how those edges really squared up there nice. A lot cleaner than it was. So I've got a piece of really delicate paper here. This is just some backing for a sandpaper disc. So we'll see. It's real sharp. It's pretty delicate paper.
Many thanks to Paul Sellers for this excellent method. I will be sharpening my timber framing chisels this way as well. Very, very effective. Very, very sharp. I have got some flashback videos for you. Top left, how to take after your trees. Take after. How to look after your forest and your woodlot. Top right is using an analog watch, traditional old-fashioned type of watch, how to find north. That's a good skill to have for everyone. Bottom left is a fun video. It was when I attempted to split open a big log with gunpowder. And that, click on that to see how that went. And bottom right, restoring my prized possession, my FSS Pulaski, which I bought for $2, I think. Wonderful tool. So click on those to watch it. If you are on Mobile Watcher, which are about half of you watch videos on mobile, you can go to the subject heading and I'll put the links there. Also, some of the tools and different things that I used in this video will also be there for affiliate links if you'd like to click on those and access those through Amazon. So thank you for watching. If you take a moment and click the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And yes, I do know what happened, and well, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but part 3, everything will become clear. Alright, so we'll see you guys in the next video.